good idea to actually plan, analyze my own team, and then start again. So once this was over, right, and I went on to my college, there I wanted to start something and I met with someone, and right, we both started something called Hood Crew. It was basically an e-commerce store. We made some good profit out of it. I was more focused here on hustling. I worked more than 16 hours a day when we were actually running and setting up the store. Partner and my co-founder of that e-com store, he was quite the opposite of me. He takes everything with a little patience. Majority of the time he was not so stressed and he was not exhausted as I was. The problem was that even though I did everything and I did everything I could, at the end of the day or the end of the month, I still felt like I wasn't doing enough. It sort of became a paradox where working more than 16 hours to 18 hours, even without sleep, eventually led me to believe that even though I have given so much and I have put so much, I was not able to see clear results, and that affected me a lot. Another part that I realized from hustle culture is that no matter how much you hustle, right, some things are gonna take time and you need to wait for that to happen. Things did happen, but not to the level I imagined, not to the level I wanted. And eventually, after a few months, right, we had to shut it down again because we got constrained financially so much that it drained all of our resources. And this was my second failure. The reason that I'm talking about these two ventures and linking hustle culture is because the core idea of hustle culture is that you you are supposed to dedicate a good amount of time that you have per day into hustling stuff, working towards it. Yes, that is great, and initially that is fine, but as you progress from one stage to the next, it is important you start thinking about leverage. And I guess that is where I failed the second time around, because this time I chose my teammate, right, but I didn't think about leverage and I overworked myself, overexerted myself so much that in the end I became one of the reasons for the entire thing to close. And a similar process happened with another venture that I started, which was Creator Meets and Creator Talks. Again, it's an venture where creators can connect with people all around the world, have a chat with them, get to know them, or even invest in any ideas they have. So it was basically focused for entrepreneurs, right? We actually had investors and a whole lot of people, a whole lot of team that we were able to sit down, discuss with, analyze, stakeholders, management. We had meetings across various days, real and running business, and I learned a lot from it. I wanted to hustle myself out, and I wanted to push this into the top in just a single day. That was not possible, and I realized it very, very, very late after this entire setup failed, after this entire venture failed. I'm not going to get deep into the reason for failure, but what I'm trying to convey is hustling is good, and I did it, and that is one of the reason why I'm able to talk about it and why I'm able to convey that hustling is important, but at the same time you should know the limits. If you're just focused on hustling, it's not going to matter. Overwork and overexert yourself on nonsensical things and still not become any, you would not even reach any percentage of success. You need to be focused on what you're hustling on, and that hustling period, right, it should also have a constraint, because then again it can become an addiction, and that is not gonna give you any form of success anywhere in life.